G'day guys, Josh here, and probably for the final episode of the Lost Ark new Player's Compendium. Now, you're getting towards the end game of Lost Ark, okay? So the end game is going to be how you can manage your characters effectively, because you're going to get one character to Legion rate, and then it's going to get to a point where it's not worth honing that character anymore. What I mean by not worth honing that character anymore, let's face for example my Deadeye. My Deadeye at 1490, it cannot do any other content. The hardest content it can do is Vicus. And its honing rate to cone its gear pieces above that is roughly 1 or 2%. Which means that if I spend more putting more items into honing it, I'm not actually getting more gold from it. I'm actually losing gold and losing materials to it for a 1 or 2% chance. Now, there are obviously exceptions to the norm, which is if you want to get geared for Belshazzar in the future. Belshazzar requires a few 1505 pieces and stockpiling a few sleepstones and getting the 1520 on the first week, then maybe it's worth it. But at the same time, you are losing the opportunity cost of having another, alt in Legion raids generating you more gold. And that's generally more better than trying to hone into your main. Generally, trying to go above plus 21 is actually worthless for Belshazzar because their new mats will give you a better chance for 5 times materials, of course, and it offers the same, obviously, odds, but it's better to have a 5% chance to get a hone with 5 times the mats than it is to have a 1% chance with 1 times the mats, because that can be very screwy, while the 5% can be less screwy at times as well. It's bit of it's trying to balance the RNG gods, but at the end of the day, it's the same amount, and it's roughly pointless to do so. You might as well wait for Belshazzar. Now, that's the reasoning behind it, okay? Now, one thing as well, what I'm going to say as well, make sure you use this task here to keep a track of your rested EXP, your rested on Guardian raids, your weekly Unas, and also if you've done all your, Argoses and Legion raids or not, use this to keep track of as well. Now, be aware you can only gain gold on 6 characters, and you can pick any 6 characters to gain gold on. Now, FYI, if you have 7 characters, usually you do not want to boost this character up too much. You want to boost up the 6 characters that are getting you gold. Now, the first breakpoint is obviously 1370 for Abyss dungeons and stuff like that. Next breakpoint is 1400 to do Argos Phase 3. That's a mini breakpoint. Then it's 1415 to do your first Legion raid. 1430 to get the Vicus. 1445 to get the Voltan hard mode. And 1460 to get the Vicus hard mode. A lot of people go up to 1445 as their endpoint for the ults, because hard mode Voltan and normal Voltan there's not much difference compared to Vicus, where Vicus hard mode you can't time stop every mechanic, and also you can slowly build up your gear every time, and also you have access to relic sets as well. So 1445 is generally the end goal for most people's ults, because they will get the maximum gold from Vicus, Voltan, and Argos, and they'll get about, I think it's like 9k gold roughly per week. And the most important thing you want to get up there is supports. Supports are much needed in Voltan and Vicus, so you can probably get a group just like that, even with not so great engravings. The worst part sometimes about building up ults is that if you build up a DPS ult and you do not have 4x free, you're going to find a hard time getting to groups. So if you do have a static that's going to accept that ult, make sure you build it up. If you do not, then you need to make sure you get 4x free on those ults and make them look good as a DPS spec, which means you need to spend gold on getting items, which means you spend getting Fions and stuff like that as well. Now, be aware when you're managing your 6 characters that are gaining gold, that the higher you get them, the more time you're going to spend on them. The reason why I say that is that Abyss dungeons and Argos are very easy to do. They take about, let's just say, let's say 20-minute Argos, and Abyss dungeons take 10 minutes, 30 minutes. But when you get into Legion raids, especially with Voltan and Vicus, that can easily turn to an hour, 30 minutes per ult. So be aware at the same time that you're going to be dedicating more time to this game, the more you get your ults to 1445. So pretty much you're going to spend 9 hours getting your ults to gold, and it's what makes Chaos Dungeon Management, as I talked about in the previous video, very, very important. Now, if this is too much for you, this is what I felt as well when I got to here as well. I quit the game. I was just like, nah, I can't do this. Just too much time I am spending literally on this game, and it just seems like a time circle, ham circle over and over again, which is just like most MMO RPGs in general, if someone's going to comment on that. So just be aware of that as well, that you are going to be spending more time on these ults as you get into 1445, because unless you're clearing Voltan and Vicus in about 10 minutes, which I don't think anyone is, it's going to take more and more of your time. And then sometimes you're going to scale back, only play 4 toons or play 2 toons and stuff like that as well. I'm just making you aware, if you want to maximize your gold count, that you're going to be spending a lot more time on this game. And I can understand, if that scares you, You know, he scared me too. So that's the point. And also that's the point of having a standard group of friends that you enjoy playing with and they enjoy playing this game. And if they don't, then you move on with it. But either way, that's how you manage your characters basically as well. Make sure you get a task. When at 14:45, allocate time of what you're going to do. So you can see here that I haven't done all my, raids on this dude. You can also tell as well if this gold thing isn't ticked, it means you haven't done anything. And you can see here, I've done it on this dude. So pretty much like this is how I use to manage everything. So I can tell what I've done on which and what I haven't done on which. When my character hits 14:30, I immediately change this and add Legion raids. So pretty much what you can do in here as well is you can add, this. You can also do convenience settings as well. You can actually untick those, and with convenience settings as well, it'll basically tell you everything that you need to do, like you can do. So yeah, see here, it tells you all your best dungeons that you can do, which you don't have to do actually. But anyways, weekly gold earnings as well. I believe weekly goal limit. It'll tell you this. Basically, you have 4 characters that have done it. And yeah, so pretty much you can change this. You can also view the entire stats as well by hitting this option. But you can essentially change this with that, the cogwheel, or you can just view status in general. You can see what this guy has done and what you need to do basically as well. It's like, hey, I need to do Voltan Gate 2. I've already done Vicus. Have I done, you can scroll down. Have I done Argos? Yes, I've done Argos. That's fine. Then you can go on this guy and you can be like, okay, I haven't done Voltan and Vicus. Haven't done Argos. Better get going on this guy. And you can see here as well that, hey, this won't give me rewards. So, and also gives me all the Uno and Chaos dungeons as well. So that's how you manage your characters. You manage your characters overall. 6 can earn gold. You want to get up to a certain limit. Like, so 1490 is generally my limit at the moment for Cuckle Silent. It's going to get higher as Broshalsa comes out, where it's going to be worth to trying to hone your Deadeye to 1505 or character to 1505, 1520. The other one as well, what breakpoints you want to hone your ults to is 1370. If you can buy an Argos carry, 1400 is the next one. There's 1415, there's 1445, or 1430 and 1445 to get Vicus and to get Voltan hard mode. And relic sets. Generally, I'm going to say with most ults, the highest you're going to get them to is 1445. And you want to make sure you get all your other ults to that next breakpoint before getting other ults to that, upper breakpoint. The ones that I recommend to get to the upper breakpoint first are supports, because every group needs a support and you can get in with free x3. I've got in many groups with free x3 just like that, and got a clear group within an hour or so. And also you're in demand everywhere, so you can leave a group and join a new group, and it doesn't take hours to get into. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for today. That's gonna be it for the last episode of Lost Ark New Players Compendium. I may come back and help you guys out a bit more if I see anything that pops up. But either way, guys, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting this as well. I know it's been a 41 part. But, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys, it helps the current players out and the future players out as well. If you do want me to come back and explain anything like that as well, I'm happy enough to dive back into Lost Ark and, give a quick guide on it here and there as well by talking to players as well. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for support. If you guys liked, comment, subscribe this as well. And, by the way, I do stream on Twitch TV /OnlyJoshTV as well. See you guys later. Bye.